I do question why he has as many units not used as he does. I mean, typically speaking, it's always the sign of a good player that they don't just leave units laying around. And he's also definitely going for pretty heavy Vikings, which is unusual. Normally I see a lot of Vikings being used against Terran or Protoss because all of their buildings are armored, and of course Vikings do 14 damage versus armored. Okay, and there the Vikings go down, and that's not going to be too good for them. Not going to be too good for them. Did manage to take out the Overseer. God, I fucking hate investors. Hopefully I blurred that enough. Infestors are not broken. Dude, you play Terran. Shut the hell up. Shut the hell up. Just, shut. No, shut it. Oh, we got some Thors coming out. Alright, Thors will certainly deal with the Mutalisks that aren't being used. But actually, I mean, they do very well against Hydras, they do pretty well against Roaches. They don't do so well against Zerglings, and Zergling is the majority of Indefinite's force. But, these siege tanks and these bunkers are certainly going to keep the Zerglings back. So, until the Thors head out onto the field, I'm not too worried. And that's it. He's using his bunker, or it looks like he's gone heavily into mech, so he's using his barracks here as kind of a wall. The only problem is that wall is almost, I mean, like Zerglings, well, no, not quite, but you have some ranged units that could be right here, and just kind of like the Stalkers always do the Terrans, because they're jerks. And well, we're expanding again. And here is Indefinite running away. Wow, what is coming from... Interesting. I don't know what that's from. I mean, it originates right there, but I don't actually know. Is he patrolling? Yes, he is. And now he's dying. Bye-bye. Of course, this guy is armored, and so the Vikings do well against him. Oh, wait, I might have been stupid. Because they do 12 damage against everything. I was thinking they did a bonus against armored. Someone lied to me. So, okay, Vikings aren't that bad against Zerg. I was thinking, but Zerg's units are all, and they're armored too. Wow. Just, do me a favor and don't listen to me. That'll be great. For some reason I thought Zerg buildings were light instead of armored. Probably because of that, mission where you're, like, the Outbreak mission. You gotta run around, and I think all the Zerg buildings in that mission are actually light. And so I just got stuck in my head that Zerg buildings are light, but they're really not. Are they all like that? Wow, I am a noob. I am sorry. I apologize for my noobness. Alright, it looks like we've got Broodlords versus Vikings and Infestors. Not looking too good, because honestly these Vikings... Wow, did I just do that? I did not just do that. You guys didn't see anything. I clicked down here, and that wasn't where I wanted to be clicking, and I'm a little ahead of this. Oh well, we'll just go from here. It's too close and it won't actually jump, and I don't want to jump ahead of where I've been, because that would confuse you guys. I don't want to confuse you guys. I love you guys. So, yeah, it looks like... Yeah, this was right after he took out that hatchery. And this is about when the time... In fact, maybe I can just move and go from here. So yeah, he took out that hatchery. I didn't say anything about the fact that Zerg buildings weren't armored. Not a thing. Yeah, even the creep tumors are armored. Wow. But I am a noob. That's okay. I'm allowed to be a noob. That's why I'm a caster and not a diamond level player. Diamond level players can't be noobs. It's not allowed. Cannot be noobs. It's not allowed. It's illegal. I guess the only difference is that these are mechanical, so anything that's opposed to mechanical will die to them. But things that... Alright, that's what we came into the last time there. There go the Vikings go down, and this is where he's going to have some problems. Because these 4 Vikings are what are holding the Broodlords back. The rest of his base, I mean, he had some Marines, I don't know where they went. They're probably all in the bunkers. But yeah, he's definitely going to have some problems. Alright, so he needs his Hydras. Why are his Hydras not coming up? Hydras, save your guys. Wow, okay, that was a bit of a misplay. Because the range on these tanks is only out to about there. And I guess, because they were caught right there. But I think the Hydras could have ranged it, but maybe he didn't have a good idea of where the tanks were. He didn't want to lose his Hydras. Which makes sense. Ooh, now he's going to be mean. Now he's going to throw those in and just... Yeah, and he's also figuring out where that range of those tanks is. He's figuring out... He should really come up here, in all honesty. He should come in from this side. Because that way he doesn't have to come up the ramp, and he's got better vision, and... frankly, he'll be on the creep, things will regenerate faster. He should really come in from right here. But he's not, and Vikings, what are you... Do not run out. Don't do it. Don't you do it, Vikings. Don't you do it. There's that command center. He came up here to expand, but now there's a roach sitting and waiting. Really, I would put that roach right there. You know, you don't want it, because if he tries to land, he can't, because the roach is in the way. Yeah, I would let him land. Let him land and then go over and kill it. You know, that cost him a lot more money than just not letting him land. He knows that it's being watched now. But, oh well. Maybe he landed and he sent some troops up there and he ran away. But, who knows. I would still... A lot of my battle strategies depend on my opponents being an idiot. And so I always assume my opponents are idiots. Probably mean, but, you know. Right now, he's going to have a little bit of problem because he's... Well, he's still got almost 2,000 minerals, so he's not going to run into a problem anytime soon. He is still pumping out Vikings at a alarming rate. Okay, he took out that siege tank, so his effective range is there still. But that's the problem. He's actually got a really good defense right now. I shouldn't say actually like it's a surprise, but it's real. Zerg doesn't have anything that can take out those Vikings. I mean, unless he just got a lot of corruptors. But he keeps trying to go in here and take out these things. He is doing terrible damage to these bunkers, though, because he's just flying those guys in and, you know, dropping them right there, and the siege tanks are killing them, but they're also ending up killing the bunkers. So what's going to happen pretty soon is he's slowly clearing this out. And he's just going to run up that side and, you know, eat Coconut's lunch. Eat Coconut's delicious lunch. Oh, and he also... I hadn't thought about that before. He also took out the barracks. So now he can't even make more bunkers because he doesn't have a barracks. So he's having to rebuild the barracks real quick. So he can't even replace the ones he's losing. That is rough. Rough from the gruff. Really, though, I mean, the problem Coconut is having is not so much that he's, you know, getting pressured here. He can hold this off. It's that he can't move out. You know, just look at the mini-map. The Zerg... Whoa, that... You can't draw a box around the mini-map. Good to know. Zerg have, you know... I mean, look, 1, 2, 3, 4 bases. And this looks like a base in the middle, but it's really not. It's just a freaking army. He just scanned somewhere. Plus, he's in position. He's got this base kind of hoarded to himself. So, he needs an expansion. He doesn't have one. He really does not want to try and take this base because Zerg will just eat it. I mean, this is an okay base for him. This is an okay base for him. But, of course, what happened to that? I guess he went over there at some point and killed it. That used to be a command center. Now it's dead space. If I'm not confusing you with the way I'm sort of jumping around the map. Because I know you can't actually see my cursor, but thankfully over the map you can kind of see where we are. Looks like he has kind of started to move around. I'm trying to find a less disorienting way to move around the map. Alright. There those guys go. Preparing the Thors. I think he's slowly trying to move out and engage this big Zerg force, which I don't blame him for. I mean, he needs to start making some progress on the map. He can't just basically turtle. Terrans are really good at turtling, but the problem is when you have 2 bases, the Zerg has... Okay, no, just 4 still. Zerg has 4. You're not going to ultimately win. Whoa, that was a little too much. And there are some Vikings that are preeminently slowed. And there's an infestor that just went kerplop. That's some nice dancing, Vikings, I've got to say. Because I thought you're at blurp, blurp. Very good. And bye-bye. I think they were counting on being able to hide behind that, but the Vikings were a little too close and they could see behind it. So, taking out these, very slowly taking out the creep tumors, which is good. Right now, it's got to be unnerving to be on all this creep, because you know, I mean, there's nothing that says Zerg territory quite like creep. Alright, and here we go. Here comes the push, and that was a very nice push, I've got to say. Marine, don't do it, don't do it! Poor Marine. I told him not to do it. So at this point, I mean, he still hasn't won, but he has at least moved over to this section. And so he could come up here and expand, because he's kind of gotten the edge guarded. He needs to destroy that. I'm actually a little surprised that Blizzard did not choose to make those, you know, automatically attackable. I understand, you know, when you're moving, you don't want your guys stopping and attacking every one. But when they're just standing here like this, kill the damn thing, you know? Bye-bye. Yeah, Broodlords. Do I have any more? Those are armored too, so Vikings are very effective against them. There's the Ultralisk Cavern, and we just saw some of these bad boys. Ultralisk. The problem is going to be if these Thors have... They do not. Okay. Because if the Thors have their 250mm strike cannons, they just absolutely destroy. And okay, this is coming in from both sides. This is a very nice attack. But it looks like the Terran might hold. No, they won't. Okay. For a second, it looked like they were going to hold out. But in the end, they ended up not quite holding out. So again, those strike cannons would make all of this. Strike cannons will actually lock Thors down, or lock Ultralisk down. So that may have been it. There is one lone battle cruiser. Gonna win the map all by himself. Go, battle cruiser! Yeah, once again, here's the Terran saying Zerg are OP. Yeah, Indefinite has about the same reaction I do. I mean, I actually think the game is pretty well balanced. Zerg have a hard time opening, but you know, at the late game, and you know, once Zerg can survive, it's sort of like how Terran were horribly underpowered and Pistol People started walling off in original Brood War. But yeah, the Terran saying that Zerg are so freaking OP. No, they are not. If anything, Zerg are a little tiny bit, but not really. I actually think it's pretty much good. And it looks like, yeah, he's going to say, I'm going to kill you all. But you know what? You can kill them all. We're not going to watch. This was a good game. Good job, Indefinite. Coconut ends up showing that he is just a tasty treat and not a great StarCraft player. So, thanks for watching. If anyone wants me to cast their games, go ahead and go send them to Lythos, that's Lythos, @hotmail.com. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.